Who should be there? Who got left out? Who is already too old? What will Germany actually look like in 2030? Germany will probably still stick to a 4-2-3-1. And this is what their World Cup team could look like. In goal, Manuel Neuer? No, not this time. Even legends eventually run out of World Cups. Probably. Instead, Jonas Urbig. By 2030, he will be 26 and likely Bayern Munich's starting goalkeeper for multiple years. And if you become Bayern's number one, you are usually Germany's number one as well. Behind him, Noah Atubolu, probably his biggest rival for that position, and maybe even Germany's temporary starter somewhere in between. That could actually become his biggest advantage, more experience at international level. And then there are multiple other options. Dennis Simon might have the highest ceiling. Diane Ramaj and Mio Backhaus could become outsiders if they make the right career moves. And Alexander Nubel is still there. But his future probably depends on what happens after Bayern. At right back, Germany still has a problem. Nnamdi Collins becomes the starter. Fast, athletic, solid. Maybe not the most technical player, but someone who can constantly move up and down the flank. Behind him, Rafael Pinto Pedrosa. A bit of an unknown name right now. But on Germany's weakest position, surprises can happen quickly. Fast, technically strong, hardworking. He could become one of the biggest surprises of this squad. In central defense, Finn Jeltsch. By then, he should be entering his prime years as a centre-back. Strong physically, comfortable on the ball. And very likely one of Germany's defensive leaders by 2030. Next to him, Nico Schlotterbeck. Already one of Germany's best defenders today. A left-footer, strong in duels, comfortable in possession. And by 30, he will probably bring even more experience. Maybe even at a bigger club. On the bench, Jan Orel Bissek. Not quite as comfortable on the ball as the starters, but physically dominant and exactly the type of defender you want late in games. And Jonathan Tah. The safe option, experienced, calm, reliable. The type of player every tournament squad usually needs. Matteo Palma. Developed in Italy, which usually means one thing. You probably know how to defend, but he also offers quality on the ball and could become the more technical alternative. At left back, Nathaniel Brown. Quick, technically clean, comfortable in possession. Those profiles are rare. And with Germany wanting to dominate the ball, his dynamics on the left side could become very important. As backup, David Raum. Maybe not at his peak anymore. But energy, experience and intensity still matter, especially in tournament football. Now to midfield. This could become Germany's biggest strength. Alexander Pavlovic becomes the deeper playmaker. By then, he will probably be Bayern's midfield leader. Calm under pressure, always in control. The type of player who quietly dictates games. Next to him, Tom Bischoff, the natural successor to Kimmich. A deep playmaker with a fantastic shot and the perfect complement to Pavlovic. Right foot, left foot, different profiles that could work extremely well together. On the bench, Felix Nmecha. Maybe not one of Germany's 5 best midfielder in terms of talent, but tactically important. Physical, dynamic, someone who does the dirty work. And then Kenneth Eichhorn. This one depends heavily on development. But if someone dominates professional football at such a young age, there is always serious potential. By 2030, he could realistically push for a role in this squad. Similar to the goalkeeper position, there are actually multiple options in central midfield. Angelo Stiller might simply be the strongest player individually by then, but Germany already has 3 playmakers in the squad, and Stiller is not exactly the most dynamic profile. If Eichhorn doesn't develop the way expected, he probably takes that spot immediately. Otherwise, someone like Merlin Röhrl or Rocco Reitz could become interesting, mainly because they offer something different. More work rate, more intensity, a different midfield profile. On the right wing, Leonard Karl. Already around Bayern's first team, and by 22, after years of development, he could become a very dangerous goal-scoring winger, which is important. Because Germany's attack has a lot of creators, Karl offers something different, goals. Behind him, Brejan Gruda. Very technical, fast, a dribbler, less of a finisher than Karl, but more of a creator. In attacking midfield, Jamal Musiala. Probably Germany's biggest star. If he fully recovers from injuries and continues developing, there are basically no limits for him. On the bench, Kai Havertz. Still somehow the eternal talent, always close to absolute world class, but importantly, someone who can cover all 4 attacking positions. On the left side, Florian Wirtz. The perfect partner for Musiala. Creative, technical, genius in tight spaces, and if things go right at Liverpool, he could genuinely define an era there. Behind him, Karim Adeyemi. Fast, direct, dangerous in transition. The perfect option when Germany needs a goal or when they need counter-attacks late in games. And finally, the striker position. Probably Germany's biggest weakness, Nick Woltemade starts. Because stylistically, he fits almost perfectly with the three players behind him. A striker who can combine, create space, link play. But he absolutely needs to make the next step in his development. Behind him, Maximilian Bayer. A completely different profile, not really a classic striker, not really a playmaking one either, more of a runner, a fighter, someone who creates chaos and open spaces for others. Last but not least, Said El Mala. Fast, direct, hungry for goals. Germany also needs players who force things to happen. And he could become exactly that, maybe even as a starting striker. Not all of this will happen. Some players won't make it. Others will appear out of nowhere. But this could be the direction Germany is heading towards. So now I want to know, what would you change? And which country should be next?